It is Saturday. What a great day to get stuck in a cave and not come back out. I sure hope the cave doesn't have a silly name. But anyways, continue the journey of porcelain. So if I remember right, I just got back from Susa, turned in that quest, and now I have to go over to Ezra to go convince... Shoot, that was a bad time to forget his name. Convince Asphodel to let him use the spindle. Before that, got a mutation point. So I'm at 9 in both two-hearted and double-muscled. Not gonna get an attribute increase if I bump these up by just 1. I'd have to get them up to 11 to get the +7 for each of those. But I still get the other effects, it's just... I'm not sure if I need them that much. An extra 2% chance it daze opponents whenever I do a successful melee attack. Meanwhile, over here, 3% additional chance for each extra arm to deliver an additional melee attack whenever I make a melee attack. Which is probably overkill if anything, and not to mention, I'm starting to run into the point where there's stuff that I'd rather not get into melee range with. There's no point in leveling up two-headed. Although I do wonder why the 50% chance initially each round to shake off a negative mental status effect is highlighted blue. Maybe it only starts increasing later levels. Because right now it says that the only thing that'll change is the mental action cost, which I don't have any mental actions because I don't brain so good on this character. There is electromagnetic pulse, which I've discovered a couple of extra uses for after watching a couple of other people's streams. So that could be a good investment in the long run, especially if it makes the area of effect bigger. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. Next level is just more duration. Could put some points into wayfaring. But I do also already have a precinct navigator. Lionheart could be useful. I've never really made much use of sweep, so I've no real idea how good it actually really is. But I'm guessing it's depending on what your heavy weapon is. Because, say, for a Gatling gun, fire 5 shots in a 90-degree cone doesn't sound all that useful. But for something like a missile launcher, well, that's a whole lot more firepower in one turn. But also, do I want to be shooting 5 missiles in a 90-degree cone? Nearly nothing in endurance, so definitely invest in this. I still don't have backswing, although, again, I don't really need it. Then I could round off the rest of cooking and gathering. I know I can get Spicer for free, essentially. Well, not free for reputation. If I make my way all over to id Threehold, which I should be able to make it there because I'm level 28. Unless if I get really unlucky on the way there. Butchery. On the one hand, you undeniably get more stuff if you have it, including some of the later on stuff that is really good cooking ingredients. But then at the same time, you have to manage your inventory a whole lot more because, as it turns out, meat is heavy, especially when it's unprocessed. Or only when it's unprocessed, actually. I don't think any cooking ingredients weigh anything other than, like, liquids. I think that's how that works. I think I was originally saving up to get swift blocking. Think about it. I have that recipe to make clones. Since I'm making clones, I should grab stuff that's not going to be weapon reliant at all. So anything in endurance or self-discipline would be pretty good right about now. In endurance, I think my order of things I'd like to have would start with weathered. Poison tolerance is alright, but poison doesn't really show up all that often. Juicer's alright, but it's not really gonna apply to my clones. Calloused would be good because they don't have armor. Maybe I'll save up for Calloused then. Or Weathered. One or the other, they have the same point cost. Also picked up all our stimulators, but I also just recently upgraded the gauntlets. So if I'm fine with going down into Armor Valley, which, looking up there, I currently have 14, which isn't that much, so losing 2 would actually be kind of a big deal. Not gonna make use of these. Got some missiles, I've got a small pile of cybernetics, which I cannot make use of, but I sure can sell. Already got the data disk radio powered, so once I get 2 more intelligence, Tinker 2 it would be a very good idea. Pretty much always a good idea to get tinkering, really, if you can fit it. So I currently have flamethrower already equipped. It does take up my backpack slot. I think I used it once last time. It was effective, but the sample size of 1 is not big enough. Flamethrower actually doesn't weigh all that much, considering how much fuel is in there. Maybe I just sell it instead. Mortar tube, I wanted to see how expensive it was. Got a pile of neutron flux that I'm not going to make use of just yet. No, it'd be pretty cool to get that extra armor value, but I don't have any methods of getting precognition right now. And who knows, maybe I will. Maybe I won't, but we'll just hold on to it for now. Homogenized convalescence I'll probably just sell. I'm pretty sure that's expensive. Although I could hold on to this one just so that I have an easy way to get a limb back. Get her one that's unctuous and algal, I'm not sure if it works quite like that. I think it just has to have some cloning draft and some convalescence and it'll work, but I'm not 100% on that. So if anything, instead of leaving all this stuff here, I should bring it over to Ezra. Yeah, I'll do that later. Just store the missile launcher for now. And the missiles. I'm missing something. Alright. How expensive is that other stuff? So for a full flamethrower, it's 150. Lose a little bit of oil and the price goes down by a lot. So maybe most of the value is just from the oil. Quarter tubes are definitely worth less than laser pistols. $177 for that. It's 151 for a full water skin of oil. So, assuming that, an empty flamethrower is probably worth about 75 water. Grenade launchers are Tinker 1. Might as well. So they are a heavy weapon. Wondering if actually a grenade launcher wouldn't be better than a missile launcher. It's a CD1 to make one HE rocket. I don't have any frag grenade blueprints right now, but a frag Mark III in comparison to an HE missile, I'm not sure which one comes out on top. Not to mention being able to switch out for like a thermal grenade or freezing grenade. Any kind of grenade you want, really. Obviously, the grenade launcher technically outscales the missile launcher, it's just you have to have enough tinkering bits to make it do so. Yeah, a giant pile of salve injectors now. Couple of things to sell. Gonna dump the oil out of the flamethrowers and disassemble them. Maybe just disassemble one and hold on to the other one. Definitely no use for the mortar tube. I'm wondering when I should get rid of this liquid-cooled chain gun. Doesn't have all that much penetration, so it's starting to fall off, but it's still really good when there's a lot of goat folk around, or crabs, or earthworms. Which, now I'm thinking about it, those are all becoming less and less of an issue as I go. I'll hold on to it for right now. Hey, it's WT. Thank you for lurking. Like I've done more than enough inventory management for now. Already buy everything from Q-Girl? Looks like it. For steel boots and fullerite boots. It's a 3 and a -5, 4 and a -2. So it wouldn't be an upgrade armor value if I bought that. It would mean that I don't lose as much dodge value, but it's already a -2. Even if I bring it up by 2, it's not really gonna affect all that much. Well, at minimum, I should get all these gemstones back. Oh, hey there, Scholarly. And don't worry, I had the exact same problem. Started about an hour later than I intended to, but hey, I'm still here, aren't I? I'm sure that counts for something for someone. So if I want all this stuff, 1,600. Then if I have even more than that to sell, there's gold nuggets. Do need a new helmet. Steel is starting to get kinda weak. it's looking like I really don't have all that much to sell. Man, I stayed up way too late last night just being like, oh, I'll wait for this video to render, and then I looked back at it like 2 hours into rendering, and then it just said, oh, it's gonna be another 2 hours, so then I eventually just gave up and went to bed with my PC on. It was very toasty, at least. Yeah, just take one less gem. Not that one. Suspensors, point defense, fungicide grenade. Who knows when that's going to become relevant. Not sure what to sell, however. Yeah, it is kind of like that sometimes. Although I really should actually probably not start the stream like 15 minutes after I wake up. I think there's a line somewhere and I've crossed it. The issue is I'm not really good at going back on that. Basically struggled with sleep issues my entire life thanks to high school. Although that was also basically just me being like, I'd rather sleep through classes and then play Team Fortress 2 until like 5 AM. Alright, how about I actually get this trade done instead of yapping forever? Should buy some more water skins too. And I guess I might as well start up that new stash I said that I would. I don't have anything to put in it just yet though. Let me check. Nothing. Can you do anything with the empty injectors? Unfortunately no, they're basically just ammunition for, I think it's called the booster gun. I'm not sure if there's a second gun that can also do it, but it's basically just if you don't want to actually use up good tonics, but you still want to use it, then you just make a bunch of empty injectors, or you collect a whole bunch of empty injectors, and then, hey, it's just ammunition for your gun, basically. Although, I really would like it if it was something like, oh, you can stick whatever you want in this, so you just have like a bunch of brown sludge or something, and then just give everyone, like, super diseases by shooting them full of brown sludge. But that'd be kinda complicated, so I don't blame him for not trying to code that in. Ooh, Sleep Gas Grenade Mark III. And a Metamorphic Polygel. Oh, found something to stick into storage. Yeah, that's definitely one of those things that would not backfire on you whatsoever for any reason at all. Also, I'm not hungry enough to learn how to make more grenades. One other thing I should consider is I do have the quest to go and convince Asphodel, but I also have a bunch of historic sites uncovered, including some that I really could go to without it being super risky. So this one here, Harshamas, once hearth of winter eremites. It's in the river though, so still kind of dangerous, but as long as I manage to get through the first floor fine, then it's not a problem. Oh yeah, I did see you cooking with Flux, and I meant to type in at the time, but I was kind of busy with something else and the moment passed, but I think it was Wonderpip was in there telling you about how, like, it's a 50-50 chance that it works or it doesn't work. It's, not actually 50-50, it's a lot more generous than that. It's a 10% chance of gravitational collapse. So that's still a 1 in 10 chance that you instantly explode your character, especially if you're playing a Chimera that doesn't have precognition. But it's not as bad as I think you were led to believe. And not to mention, of course, if you're playing on like RPG mode or something, then it's way less dangerous. Oh, well, wait, hold on. If you're using Sphinx Salt, that means you're playing a Truekin. How's that been going for you? Truekins are some of my more favorite builds, although a lot of the time they take a long time to get off the ground. Although, also at some other points, you basically just start with like tech scanning and then you run into the very first tinker and he's got a bunch of good shit that you don't have to pay him to figure out what it is and that you just have good stuff. Or you just start with carbide hand bones and you beat everyone to death. Works pretty great in the early game, not so well in the later game, however. Anyway, I completely forgot what I was doing. Oh right, historic site. Shigaruk is right over there in the Banana Grove, so that place might be a little spicy, even at our current level. It entirely depends on what enemies show up there. Oh hey, that's an interesting name. The Pyramid Annulus Shukesh. It's over there in the Palladium Reef. It's also a pod. On a crystal axe and a crystal chess piece because of a stable time vortex over 15-ish strata down. Alright, that place that you were in looked vaguely like the tunnels underneath Gritgate, but I didn't really see the whole thing, so was that underneath Gritgate, or was it just in a ruin somewhere that you teleported to, or something like that? Because that's one other thing I could be doing right now, is instead of going to one of these historic sites, just go to the bottom of Gritgate. Oh, but it was south of Gritgate. Huh. And maybe I go back to Gritgate after all. Which reminds me, there's something I should show you. Look what I have in my pretty pink box. Giant pile of neutron flux. I also have worm static, cloning draft, and some homogenized convalescence, just in case. Although, to be clear, with all that neutron flux I have, it's I didn't get it from just finding it. Most of it I actually traded for it. I've been making a lot of money. Wait, you mean in this part of the map is where you found the way down? Or do you mean right over here? And there's definitely stuff here, including a graffiti chest. Thank you for this attack. There's a really masochistic chest there. I forget exactly how it works. I think it's like the whole parasang, which is like the 3x3 grid that is each tile. In Gridgate, since it counts as being like almost like a ruin, each cell or whatever, I'm not sure what the exact terminology is, but each of them can keep going down for up until like, I think, is it 50 or 25 or something like that. Eventually it just turns into like regular caves, but it's nearly guaranteed, if not outright guaranteed, that you can keep finding stairways down, which ruins are kind of the same. I could definitely afford to do more ruin delving. Especially after seeing all the good shit you managed to find. Anyway, I am 1 and 2 weeks. And a novice of the Sightless Way. Hit him with the big 50. Yeah, it does get pretty spooky if you keep going down. Mostly because eventually it just starts being like, hey, this enemy can turn half the map into acid. Or, hey, there's a turret tinker that can put down turrets that kill you in like 2 hits. And then sometimes you run into stuff that kills you before you even realize what it is. I'm not hungry enough. I'm friends with insects and with pigs, apparently. I don't have to do too much fighting around here. Also, did I leave any locked doors? Doesn't look like it. I can slam most of them open by this point, since I have whopping 32 strength. It was waveform worms and gelatinous fiends. Oh man, waveforms are like nothing. Sure, they look scary, but they're really not that bad. As long as there's not like 15 of them, then you might have a problem. Carbide boots. I think those sell half decently, although they are like 15 pounds. Bring them along. Yep, just charge right on down there 15 times in a row, and eventually one of them comes back out, and he's an absolute fucking bulldozer of a character by that point. Defeating their mind powers using stairs. So how you doing, Wonder Pip? Spring turret grenades. So my character's finally hungry again. I'm inspired, so maybe I make one new recipe. I don't have anything that exciting. Time to multiply. One, two. That guy's on fire. 3. Another one. Sure is the thing you taught me, and I have been abusing the shit out of it. Mostly because, like, on a character like this, it really does make a huge difference. You still have to test it on Trukin though, because if the clones have the implants, then it's amazing. If the clones don't have the implants, then it's not really worth the effort. But you know what? How about I make one meal anyways? So you said yonder cane and a jerky. I'm going to go with there and the yonder cane. Where is it? There it is. Bone meal instead. No, it's just for you. Also add an adopted mushroom cap and an eminent skunk hair. Whenever you suffer 2 times or greater physical penetration, you teleport all the creatures surrounding you. Whenever you teleport, you gain +6 armor value. Ooh, that one would be really good if I had a way of teleporting that was quick. Then +2 AV whenever you take avoidable damage, there's a 20 to 25% chance you teleport to a random space on the map instead. It is absolutely the best one. It's not the one that I can make use of right now, however. But you can just hold on to the recipe. We've learned to cook porcelain's loaf over bone kugel and fermented yonder cane. Oh, displacer bracelets and or ninefold boots. Yeah, that would work. I keep forgetting that displacer bracelet's even a thing because every time I equip it, I'm like, why the fuck would I want that to happen? And then I unequip it and forget it exists again. Also, there was a locked door right over there. I want to know what is behind it. I'm not strong enough to slam down the walls yet. There is nothing in this room. Oh, my clone pieced this one together. He has learned the location of Polydoc Grove, Goatfolk Village. Want to put Nulling on a displacer bracelet and just die to astral burden damage? It would be kind of anticlimactic, because doesn't the way it works is every time you try to use something, it'll just make it spark and do like a little bit of damage. Unless if you had like 5 arms or something and had all of them going at the same time, you kind of just be waiting a while. Or at least I think that's how it would go. Nail-encrusted sandals. Location of a Dromad caravan. Eventually you would, but I mean, I could also just stand on top of a campfire and just wait for my character to die. That'd be more or less the same thing. Less sparky, more fiery. I don't know. I really don't know what point I was trying to get to. Just kinda saying shit, you know? Ooh, crayons. And my batteries ran out. I start a Nulling bracelet run where the whole goal is to get bracelets and die with it while it has Nulling. It's an interesting goal, I'll give you that much. Trying to kill me with brain power. Starting to get into more and more expensive things. This is Strata 9. And I've got inspiration yet again. Don't think I'm hungry enough to eat. Actually, let's test that. No, not yet. There ain't too much to move. Ah, that's what's going on. They're making use of the EMP. An engraved steel battle axe. Has lore about Reshef. Pretty sure I already read that one. Alright, time to get rid of the flamethrower. At least for now. Could give up one hand slot to put an orb in. Make a suicide bomber follower who is exclusively teleportation and EMP. And you're gonna give him 4 magnetic bottles of flux. Is that how the magnetic bottle works? I thought it was just, as long as it's powered, you can easily transfer stuff to or from the bottle. And if it's not powered, then it just makes it not safe. Although, to be fair, I haven't really made much use of a magnetic bottle, so, basically just going off some wiki info that I read like months ago. If you EMP it or unpower it while it's full, it explodes. That actually suddenly makes me think, why would I ever have a magnetic bottle when I have a perfectly good glass tube that I can stick it in instead? I don't know, man, the Eaters must have been on some shit when they designed that one. Hey, well, if you say you tested it and it works like that, I'm not here to doubt you. Right, now what was I doing again? Oh yeah. I have to get rid of one of my folding carbide hammers. Or the fullerite maul. It's a 10 2d4 plus 1. 10 2d6. But that takes up 2 hand slots. That one empty for now. That one gets a glow sphere. Yeah, that is a good point. Why, safely design something when it's immediately gonna get junked anyway? Discovered the location of Shugamore. Yeah, they probably either had antimatter, or they had radio powered, or they had some other form of self-charging cell that basically never have to worry about. But that's the thing about designing stuff. Doesn't matter if the vast majority of use cases it's gonna be perfectly fine. Someone will eventually just slam that shit into a metaphorical wall and up until it breaks open and causes, like, Chernobyl Part 2 to happen. Well, you're laughing? Advanced toolkit. Been looking for one of these. More doors. More over there. Walk. Total of nothing. Is that a graffiti door or a good door? It's a good door. Now I think about it. One of these security doors is graffitied. What color does it show up as? Or would the tell be the frame of it rather than the door itself? Yeah, that's probably it. Discovered the location of forgotten ruins. Go get your walking simulator on. Guessing you're trying to simulate good health. In which case, good luck. Remember to drink water. As opposed to oil. Don't drink oil, it's not good for you. Snow-Earth explored. There is graffiti. You presume a too narrow meaning. No, wait, I read that wrong. You presume too narrow a meaning of inkwells. Oh, you mean in Cud. Now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever actually drank oil in Cud. Let's see what happens. Disgusting. Don't know what I expected. A hyper tractor. That's pretty cool. Normality gas grenades. Drink asphalt, catch fire even if it isn't hot. I feel like that could be theoretically useful knowledge, but I'm struggling to think where it would apply. Anyways, the sun was pulled through shrinking something in municipal lave. Oh, yeah, if you had cold-blooded. Yeah, that one always seemed like a really harsh physical defect. Because, yeah, eventually you can get, like, is it transkinetic cuffs? Or some sort of rare item you can get that lets you set your own temperature that it'll always try to stick to. And then it stops being a downside, it starts being a positive because you always have the quickness bonus, but up until you get that, it's basically just, yeah, you're slower and you're more affected by anyone freezing you. Yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm sure it could work, it just seems like way more pain than it's worth. What do I know? Barely even played some character archetypes. Like, I've maybe made a handful of mental mutants that actually got anywhere. Mostly I just play chimeras or just mixed mutants and a whole lot of Trukin. Not strong enough. Steel boots. These injectors are very good on cold-blooded characters. I can imagine. Usually the only time I ever use a blaze injector is when I'm frozen and I don't have a thermal grenade Mark I or something on me that I can just detonate. Back to the graffiti. Atmos transcending imprint of being. Why did I wait until I broke into this room to start beating each other to death? You guys are so mysterious. Starting to see a lot of those pink, purple doors. Use one when you're cold-blooded, then when it's about to run out, you let it burn out instead, so you get the quickness boost. Now that I think about it, probably the best build to use cold-blooded on would be one where you're already stacking up a bunch of quickness, because at first it's gonna it'll go towards nullifying the effect of cold-blooded. And then you can do stuff like with the injector like you just said, but eventually you'll get the cuffs, set your temperature to the correct thing, and then you're even faster than you already were. So it just kind of lets you scale way better in the late game at a small cost at the early game. Probably just using a whole lot of pistols, using a whole lot of daggers. So an agility-based character. Whose one's this one? Nothing in here. See how much longer it takes to break the door down instead. Yeah, that ain't happening. Trash room. You have discovered the Forgotten Ruins. And more Forgotten Ruins. so I'm hungry again. One clone. Another one clone. Clone. Ah, unlucky with that one. Graffiti. Follow this road west to find the hollow croak of Shava. L-I-M something, a pinkish tint creeps in. Shava's lime? Didn't know they had lime. I've been mixing drinks this whole time. We are now 20 down. Right, this no longer looks like ruins. So that's a shale wall with agate deposits. Okay, how about I equip a pickaxe? What the odds are of one of these actually dropping a gemstone, but I've had it happen. Turret Tinker. Low light laser turrets. Kinds of stuff down here, such as this engraved glass bottle. One starry evening, a geologist found a babe with miniature glaciers on its eyes outside her dig site. She and her fellow geologists adopted the babe and named her Yahim III. What a touching story. So do I have any agate in my inventory? Oh, maybe that's why Scholarly was mentioning the empty injectors. I have a big pile of them, just here for no reason. Turbo. Get rid of that. are no stairways leading down from here. Also, I can actually check the gemstones and stuff. Now I did. Alright. I think that's enough for the ruin diving for now. Creek Gate's probably closer. So I need to bring all this stuff over to Ezra anyway, so maybe I just do that. Right, overweight capacity by about 75-ish. Not sure if I should just disassemble a hypertractor or hold on to it. Usually I always just disassemble them. And I'll probably disassemble it. And also the Masterwork Scoped Carbine. Free on time. The Kessel face. Pretty picture. How about the other one? What do I want to draw? I want to draw the Kessel face. Again. This time red. That one's also just a regular pair of crayons. Hair. Set, more like it. Flawless crystal gauntlets. Expensive artifact that weighs 12 pounds. Wait, is it pounds or kilograms? No, it's pounds. It's 4 and -2. Only have regular carbide gauntlets right now. So the dodge value would go up, but nothing else would change. You know what, at this point I don't think I'm ever gonna use this disguise anyways, so have it. Alright, new gloves. $387 out of 576. Where is most of my weight? Got 94 pounds of water and other assorted liquids. 12 pounds of tools. 13 pounds of missile weapons. 32 pounds of grenades. 19 pounds of energy cells. 79 pounds of armor. But that's all armor that I want to keep. Oh, I think I'm just gonna ditch the flamethrower for good now. Sell the oil. Disassemble the flamer. Which now seems like a great time to make the journey over to Id Threehold. Right after I check out these ruins. I think I hit no on that. Or no, wait, it's just loading. Sure took a while. Discovered Khalil. Should probably actually put my armor back on. A shimmering silver cube, this cell will. As the years of handprints and a delta of subducting stomach muscle sticks and subsumes matter into machines. ... Shrine to Reshef, Houston Cerulean. Conferring with mysterious strangers, Reshef convinced them to help him found a harborage for the purpose of receiving visitors from across the clustered cosmos. They named it Starfarer's Cay. Discovered a lair. The lair of Arufus Pleuronus, legendary giant dragonfly. It's in the river, unfortunately. Other finger ruins. Discovered cylinder annulus dumrod. Reputation with the Seekers of the Sightless Way has decreased by 210. Dogs like me more, however. And fungus. And the denizens of the Id Freehold. Sounds like that guy deserved it. Overclock. find or activate Rhodanus? Why? I thanked thee for a few years ago after the last of the tragedy of Gimlet. So, sweep the full deep blue of devotion to the path of knowledge, but, in fact, the door lies at the Battle of Nanim. A plate of tongue and cheek. Once I viewed it from their skin. Accounts vary according to their chronological distance from each other. With handprints. Aitken has devoted a vast field open before us. Carried forward? Yes. Two dimensions, we see how utterly impossible. Pattern trait after creature part, crossed with body. Esper's ability to examine artifacts. That is Dagasha, Angry One, Lost Child. Netting stretched across the floor. Ha ha ha. Sloshes inside its stomach overpowering, Volume 1. Thusly do we deserve those same successes when we've won them ourselves. Illuminated fulcrete blocks are channeled. Its merits were contrasted with the disembowelment and all. Every chrome belfry. Mind the trees, friend. And Forgotten Ruins. Again. Forgotten Ruins. With our commonly. The whole stone is cut from the travel diary of Kaylin Sandshell, who generously donated her leather-bound volumes to the fragility of our scheme is spinning, but we must now collect. And church organ or buy ahead. Tell me of your mutations by one. The slimy clone of porcelain is dehydrated. That's awful. I tell which one? Doesn't look like it. More books. And unholster. Editor's note, the following is an eccentric mushroom prodigy. Logs and personal anecdotes of the knights. The companionship is welcome. And that's this place. And we're lost in the lake. Hopefully nothing horrible will happen. Gain the bearings. Hello there, Gweck. What's your reputation? It's loved by the denizens of Idfreehold, disliked by the villagers of Dupir for ruining the festival of Ut-Yara-Uts. Have some water. I am now favored by the denizens of Idfreehold. And I'm also spicy. Here, have some secret. Location of Whitedale, Goatfolk Village. And the location of Cylinder Annulus Shagatara. Then here's Worden Une. think he always has the same reputation every time, I'm starting to notice. Tell him about the Goat Folk villages. I don't think I'm going to be buying any of that. Let me store some stuff in there. Ooh, Pep's got some good stuff. Word processor. Although I already know that one, apparently, somehow. Wait, how do I already know that one? It's a Tinker 2 recipe. Maybe I got one of the Berephramites to teach me it or something. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Not like it could have been anything else. Multiple 8s, multiple 6s, no 7s, but that's fine. High energy thermocask, although that is Tinker 3. Like to buy it, but it's pretty expensive. I think I'm gonna use the cider. Just sell that. Don't have too much spare food to just sell. Do have a little pile of Star Apple Jam, however. And bear jerky. Sell a bunch of grenades. Some of them I'm probably not going to use, like the high explosive Mark 1s. No real point to selling the arrows. You have 12 Fix-It spray foam. Don't need the compass bracelet. So I can afford all of that. There's an unknown energy cell in the advanced toolkit, which would be pretty cool. Don't want the lead acid cell. Probably better off just selling the laser pistol. So need 400 more. Well, more like 310. Could just sell a bunch of chem cells. There we go. Do I have an extra box? Right there. Not gonna put anything in it. Just leaving that there for later. Could have sold the laborer security card too. Nuclear cell. That's a phase cannon turret. Just realized I forgot to buy this thing. We have a bunch of solar cells already, so yeah, just sell all of those. Hello, Kirka. Berries, Sphinxolic injectors. Let me just read the description again. Yeah, these are more or less useless for my current character. The only thing it really does is I'm immune to confusion. Don't get anything out of activated mental mutations cooldown twice as quickly unless if I have that from a relic, which currently I don't. Well, actually, technically I do have these from having the light manipulation from those pants I'm wearing. Or the gleaming vest of Sharvapur. Could go back and get the cloning draft and put it on Tilly. Usually always a good idea. Crystal weaponry, but no crystal hammers. Lacquered weird artifact that weighs 4 pounds. Weird artifact that weighs 1. And another one that weighs 5. Also 18 herb berries. Kind of a lot. And I don't have anything really to trade with. Unless if I wanted to sell my minigun, which I don't. Actually, I didn't have a helmet, did you? Sure didn't. Stasis projector. Hopefully worth money. It's just a tank as usual, doing a weird hissing sound. Cook from recipe. One clone. 2 clones. One. And another 1. Slightly luckier that time. But I should give the dehydrated ones a little bit of water, just so it stops popping up with that message all the time. Anything down here? Do not break that shit. Alright. There's a bookbinder here, somewhere. Here he is. He's got a bunch of books. Nothing really special. So what's this graffiti here? I'm so excited. Ugly little thing, Boon King. Don't call me ugly. He believed that a series of his lane. And friction is the key, or no, friction is the king of day something extinguished. Friction is the king of day has extinguished. It's the closest I can think of a real sentence. Carved diptych. In 901, the villagers of the Id Freehold and its founders abolished all forms of hierarchy from their settlement. The two pillars of civic life in the Freehold thus became anarchy and authenticity. And centuries after the height of the Gyre, the Svardim, Goek, Mac, and Giob met the Galgal many eyes while languishing inside of a reef sponge. Together, they founded the Id Freehold to live out the rest of their lives. But now that I'm done here, I'm really not sure if I want to go to the historic site in the river or if I just want to go do the main quest. I'm gonna go do the historic site. Ooh, there's already fun stuff here. Cloneling and member of the people of the spouse of Shatara. Oh boy. This is going to be an interesting place. There's Emil Crab Baraza Crab, the massive eyeless king crab patriarch and member of the people of the spouse of Shatara. So crabs and clonelings. So far. Anyway, he's loved by the people of the spouse of Shatara, disliked by the villagers of Karkava for insulting their pawns, and admired by the cult of Polydok for providing shelter during a glass storm. Loading draft. Acid Gas Miner Mark II and member of the cult. He had a bunch of stuff on him. Painted willowy sandals of the river wives with cleats. On the night of a full moon, a glassblower found a babe with a stained glass in each hand outside his workshop. He and his fellow glassblowers adopted the babe and named him Polydot. And an electrified steel longsword. What else did I pick up from this guy? Not sure. Gaslight Chris, but I disassembled that. And a copper nugget. Right, continue. That clone's evil. And it's also terrified. Now you better be. There is steam everywhere. Why is everyone just standing around? Or a cloning draft. Is it still on fire? It is. Break? Did it go? Oh, no wait, it's just right there. Moved position in the list. I'm blind as hell. Fish. Failed to kill him, but he no longer has any water to swim in. Never mind, I did not fail to kill him. Drive head that scribes and scries. Yes, anyone may strike a slumberling once. Painted Fullerite Supporter Tremendous, 2nd edition. According to the North. Shit's on fire, yo. Do have all my armor on. Just making sure. shotgun shell. The book. Across Mograye, Volume 3, 0. Free City. First floor done. And we're going down. Gonna make some more of meat. One clone. 2 clones. 3 clones. That one's a 1. Another 1. And that's enough food for 1 day, apparently. Which convalescents do I have left? 6 drams. Lacquered metal folding chair with electromagnetic shielding. Turret tinkers. Low light. Another low light. Lasers and fire coming from over there. One of my clones just died from a laser turret. For whatever reason, some of them just want to stand around doing nothing. It's just absolute madness today. Rifling through the flaming garbage, we piece together the location of Kamrad. Wet Ibni Crab, the shell-cracked eyeless king crab's cutler and member of the people of the Spouse of Shatara. He is loved by the cult and hated by urchins for cooking them a rancid meal. See if I can slam him through the wall. I can. He got a bunch of stuff on him. Gigantic goggles. Bloody painted steel longsword. While wandering around the astrologist theocracy of Kar, Yahim stumbled upon a clan of trees performing a secret ritual. Because of her copper-plated visage, they furiously rebuked her and declared her a villain to their kind. Oh, it's a rocket turret. Door down. Interesting shit over here. Anomaly extinguisher. Multiple of them. Graffiti gypsum. My credo is considered the greatest honor that may once have emblazoned its matte surface. A lot of stuff down that hallway. Shit's on fire, yo. Oh, hey, some books. Minded could not give so easily. Again, I perceive. Manually collect the cider. Waits for the first drop. And then I set it to auto-collect. You attack that target. Thank you. This has been weird so far, but it's working. Wait, another level, another crab. Mutrarca. Hold on, let me try that again. Mutrarca crab, the echoing eyeless king crab Goliath, a member of the people of the Spouse of Shatara. He is loved by the cult, hated by Dromad merchants for slaying one of their leaders, and hated by the villagers of Karkava for insulting their pentagrams. Crab's dead. I don't know why, but it feels like my clones don't really give a damn about the thinkers themselves. For some reason. Like, they blast the turrets right away, but don't seem as aggressive as they could be. I wonder why. A lot of stuff in this one room. That a waveform worm. It looks like it. Oh hey. CF2, legendary chain gun turret tinker, leader of the people of the Spouse of Shatara. Is loved by the cult, hated by Dromad merchants for poisoning their fresh water. Now favored by the Dromad merchants. And now, for the relic item, the electrified cleats of Harshamas, once hearth of winter eremites. 1 armor value, 1 dodge value, +5 heat resistance, cold, 15 electrical resistance, 5 acid resistance. Grants you electrical generation at level 4. If you already have it, it's increased by an extra 4. Definitely not the worst thing it could have gotten, especially considering I have 2 slots I can stick that into. Although at the immediate moment, not that useful. Carrying too much. Because I have 35 high explosive missiles. Malady gas pump. 2 of them, actually. Yeah, I'll just disassemble all the missiles. Won't treat them as scrap, though. Just a bunch of blood and ogre ape corpses in here. Maybe now is the time to grab butchering just so I can have those. Looks like I didn't get around to reverse engineering how to make bulk honey injectors. To hang on to the skill points or not to hang on to the skill points? I'm gonna spend them. Ooh, hey, a hat. Ogre fur hat. And heat resist and cold resist, +1 toughness. And negative 100 reputation with apes. How is my ape reputation? 120 with the hat equipped. If I get that up a little bit more, I can go visit Oborokuru. 'Cause I'm pretty sure I know where he is. Pretty sure. Yep, right there. Oh, it's regular gloves. No, they're spiked ogre fur gloves. It's probably better than the carbide. Is there 3, -3? That's 3 and -5. So I don't need the steel helmet. That's graffiti. New Elohar and Belind lie in a heady fall in the Tower of the Glowfolk. Still more there. Right behind the acid dude. Was 1 dram of cider. Oh, that's it for this historic site. Now, do I go for the other historic site? One in the Banana Grove. Could also go to this one over here, Dazawar. I think that's in the hills rather than in the deep jungle. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I should sell my stuff first. It's a little fix. Wrong hat. Then on. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Won't be able to use it in quite a while, but it's cheap, so might as well. Or magnet, that's Tinker 2. That one's also pretty nice. Flawless crystal boots. Pretty sure that's an upgrade right there. Not much else other than the unidentified artifacts. You also have a cloning draft on me, don't I? Got two of them. Go one clone. And now 2 clones. All of this stuff. $800 left over. $47 chem cells. Just even out the trade with the gold nugget and some copper. A high voltage arc winder. Plasma grenade Mark III. Fancy stuff. Some kind of pair of boots. Anti-gravity boots. Gonna hold on to them. Probably not gonna make use of them, but rather have them and never use them than need them and not have it. I think that's how that saying goes. I'm gonna treat missiles as scrap up until I finally decide to use the missile launcher, which really I could start using it basically right now. I have so much ammo for it after all. Yeah, that's a good idea. Goodbye, chain gun. You served me well. Normality gas pumps counts as a heavy weapon. So I should hold on to at least one of those. Also, I really don't know if crit rate does anything at all for these kinds of weapons. I feel like they shouldn't, but I don't know for sure. I can't slap any mods onto a regular one anyways, so... I'm gonna hold on to the high voltage arc winders just in case I run into something that actually needs it. Probably won't. Probably. -4. put on the same one again. $410 out of $576. Kind of feels like a lot of stuff to be carrying around. I think it's time to clean up some grenades. Probably never going to use freeze grenade Mark 1s. Foliant Mark 1s, also no. Fungicide Mark 1s and Shizgot Mark 2s. Poison Mark 2, yeah, maybe. Letter Grenade Mark 1. Probably not going to use them, but I know I can't craft them. Stasis Mark 1. Phase Shift Mark 1. Normality Gas Grenades. Gonna use the Spring Turret Mark 1s. Explosives. Probably not gonna use them. Probably. Yeah, not gonna use them. Say probably too much, have you noticed? That's some grenades gone. Alright. Continuing on. And I'm lost in the deep jungle. Surrounded by life saps. Discovered the hyperboloid spiral dumrod. I feel like I should just leave. Another bee. One clone. Another one clone. And one yet again. Getting unlucky with those. Go to some ruins. Check it out. The Prism Rhomb Mirror. Rapid release finger flexors. This one must be complicated. A holographic visage. No. One day I'll make use of this implant. Obviously not on this character. Someday. Thou art welcome back, and thou requesteth it. Bunch of rocks. And lost again. Actually, is the battery in the Pip-Boy charged? It is. Maybe I really should have taken those wayfaring skills. Didn't even realize that was a legendary turtle. Ran into Marl Lalud the Shirley, a legendary arable tortoise. According to the combat log, he caught on fire and died. Now favored by highly entropic beings. Not sure if it's something I changed or it's something that changed with the game, but it used to be that the borders of the map were a lot more visible. I wonder why that's changed. And here we are, at the historic site of Dazawar. Actually, it does look like the jungle. This place might be, out of our league. Right. Well, if I'm not going there, then I guess I'm going to the Banana Grove. I think I have to put anything away. Not yet, anyway. Bunch of cheap trinkets. And nothing else. Desalination pellet. Flashbang grenade Mark III. And a stasis grenade Mark III. Schematics to make a biodynamic cell. Don't have to buy that actually. Just have to get around to reverse engineering all the stuff I have using the goat and Sweet Loaf. I have to wander around a bit though to get hungry first. Oh right, and I was supposed to go here. I'm gonna talk to Asphodel later. Actually, how good's my reputation with the consortium? Not great. But right, that's what I was gonna do. Over here. Psychometry at level 1. Or level 2 because of the ego bonus. Which actually put on my trading stuff. It goes up. Now it's at 4. It's too complicated. Also, I just realized that's the first Uber Nostrum that I found. Usually I have way more of those by now. Good thing I haven't needed them. So, only thing I still need to look at is the cell in here. Now I know how to make those. Alright, now for more clones. It's one clone. Another one. And that's all I get for now. Let's see how things are at Shigarook. It's Cannibal. It's got a hammer. No, it's my hammer. Another hammer. Thought it was good with trees, but apparently not. projectiles are those? Turbo turret. And a handrail turret. Also, I'm not wearing my armor. So a lot of different types of arrows. Fire White of Rarmadon. Got a bunch of Fullerite stuff. And he has a sticker on him. Let the weirdo be. Rifling through the trash, I pieced together the clues and determined the location of the lair of Bottovine, Elil's Low Beach, legendary glowpad. What a name. Bunch of floating glow spheres. And I'm level 29. Still not gonna increase the size. $182. That would probably actually be pretty good, because all the clones that I make from now on would get it. There's a lot of cannibals around here. And now for some books. Traded with the official ledger allowing. Volume 1. Moon and Sun, can it be? The grandfather and his capillaries are shot with blood impart an insectoid aspect to his face. Too narrow a meaning of a windy. Windy? Windy. I don't know. Third edition. Our imaginations run with the metaphorical baggage of change and transition, when really they just stand there walls, clear sense of violation burns like electrocautery. No less than 100 million, or 1,000 million years, unabridged. And, assuredly, next morning I was not the method by which her prayer rod, in order to keep a tally of every kind of set of leather, is looped through the boundary. And Nebula Shell Iris. Welcome, aristocrat, to a coven of tailors, who then stitched a pair of spit-drool snouts snap at regular intervals, leveling out the canopy to win the throne, was to start with a pull ring. I yet live. Now, clank pause puff for Prickled's favor, not flavor. Far North Beyond Even, 82nd edition. We need you to attempt communication after what you've done for our order. Has ever anyone even gone for Far North enough to Beyond Even? That's graffiti. Or is it just covered in sap? Nah, that's just sap. It's kind of like graffiti. Except I can't read it. I forgot I had a rocket launcher equipped. But I don't need all the extra hammers. Probably also don't need all these chem cells. Recently went up by a little too much. Really need the EMP harden my hover sled. Although I think that's a Tinker 2 recipe, and I haven't found it. Piece together the clues and determine the location of the paraboloid Dumrod. Knife scars and tongue burns. In beauty, there is a step closer to the contrary. Artathrize III was alive and well. Who the heck is Artathrize? Give specimens are almost. Light shine through you, friend. Jewel-encrusted dagger. Engraved carbide folding hammer. While wandering around the astrologist's theocracy of Kar, Yahim stumbled upon a clan of trees performing a secret ritual. Copper-plated visage, rebuked her, blah blah blah. Already read that one a bunch of times. At dawn and together. There are laws. Practical lifespan is short. It is curious to look at the air look fuzzy. Of Man, Volume 4. Build, live, fight. Painted carbide folding hammer. One auspicious day, a babe was found swaddled in a copse of sacred trees with salt on its eyes. That babe came to be known as Yahim II. And a treasure chest. And a Wet Banner Knight Templar. What's he doing here? Prismatic Victory, Yahim Boom. +2 to hit, strength bonus cap of 6, counts as a short blade at 20% chance to dismember on hit. It's not on penetration, that's on hit. It's a pretty good weapon. Now what do I replace? Probably one of the two-handed carbide folding hammers. Oh, didn't even realize that was a legendary. Umut, legendary juicing cannibal and leader of the second Yahimian host. He's on fire and his armor is broken. Or no wait, that's just me smacking him with a glow sphere. A daughter of exile. Time dilation grenades Mark 1. 20 drams of water. It's probably a cybernetic, isn't it? Yep, precision force leave. More boots. Illuminated vine swath work spun on the dust particles. Oh, poor thing. Let me have a nice big sip of coffee before I read the next one. Sky would be but 5 inches per. We await this decision of the instrument. From pure clearness to nearly black blue, makes the estimate of their lean, sinewy body contrast with the singe of carnelian breath. Not look for signs. I am always tired, friend. Yeah, that's a mood. Letter book. Cyclopean frog for what? For petition. He loveth the sharing of knowledge. Shrine to Yahim II. In 5790 before a chef, after having made enemies with a collective of gladiators, Yahim II's counselors suggested she abdicate the throne. Instead, she murdered each one with malicious soldering. The something in its no-root network. The Rainbow Wood ascended the rostrum and reported on a series of 7 plagues that spread through and suffuses its thorax and kindles the filament of its tongue, split and fin the body pipe. Suck air out of lava flow are legible as little ledges across the crystal tree. In common, in the heart. I knew that sight guides us no more. Time in the body of man immediately clothes itself in filmy wings and brandishes a sanguine proboscis. For 25 years. Ah, Moon King. Haven't been around that long. Or at least not this character. You talking to me? Well, you must be talking to me. Don't see no one else here. Just me, and the 27 other me's. Bring back the corpse eaters, who have prospered inside. A slave cast on the wall. No wait, a slave cast on the walls. Vibrations in the earth clefts fashion tables, and the contrabass spectrum drums out of my gratitude. Corpse use a spray of red light. Sad to Askin, and the relationship between master and slave matured to something akin to the goat folk village, and find out where Eskind is guilty. It will not be given, and no one. A pamphlet full. Oh, it's you. Nope, not me. Clearly you're thinking of the other guy. There was an exceptional diminution, or diminution of... Let me try that thing again. There was an exceptional diminution of the day in the cathedral herself. Hard to read it when it's that blue. That's a prism. That was a prism. Spoken is laid in bond, Volume 4. They contrived for toe a prison doth repulse. 2 remain unabridged. This is a highly decorative frowning moon mask. Letter turbo. Bronze dagger. Wrest his father's kingdom from the chitinous. Clan Wenezwool's sigil is a healing virtue in breathing different air. of recomposition and returned here. Though the secrets kept by Mugrayi. Oh hey, I cut that guy's face off. +2 ego. And back to carrying too much. Helping hands. Technically, I don't really need this, but it'd be pretty funny to have even more arms and hands. So that would take up the backpack slot. Definitely not using it right now. Right boots. That the flaming glow sphere I had that burnt out or something. Yeah, it seems that way. Fix it. Just gonna disassemble all of these. I could probably make a lot of money just collecting all the carbide folding hammers in this place and just selling them. I feel like I have enough trade goods as it is. Chest and wings. The tether is you. And hind paws the size, but also. Do you choose begins with a larger size? Be noticed after waiting. Volume 3. Markings and etches on their heads. Considered a crucial experiment, 5th edition. Erecting a lodge of its handler in much the depressed in body or from town to hillside may help much the same velocity, were capable of transmitting light waves known to have grown and largely intertwined, with some measure how it comes the smell of fermented tongue and vamp. Indigo in the void refracting light. find that gap, and thou speakest for them, then we shall accept them. For months I trained with my live and drink traveler. Or B. Gritgate so deftly. Explosive missiles. And stuff. Always more stuff. Lots of stuff. Dredge fossils from the crypt. The short of this wave is the nature of both predators and available food changes. Due today, so I don't know. These are caused by the cosine saw where fit welded and put to steel frame. Deeper Rest from Us, Volume 8. Oh, it's you. You are skilled at maintaining self-discipline. Thread for Any Party, Volume 3. One dismal night, under the effects of hating or suspecting a good eye for detail. Least resistance. The query, no? Yes, you found the distinctions which have heretofore been called forces. Here is vital, but it took a few seconds. The average in summer is about himself, or is the least of the freemen was forced to flee. The one free man is here? Of course, makes sense. How could I not have pieced together the clues? Anyway, tired feet and weed loose threads. Grave thoughts, Moon King. No, you really have to stop talking to me this way. Be with friends. They fear boars even as the result of a definitive or a definite pitch, the rate at which point the reef are plenty and would overwhelm most wayfarers no matter how minute they might consider putting it to electrical charge. Spend time there. And exploded from within, colliding matter into its docked cells. The world's westernmost community of disciples. So blame birds. Skills off. And a custom visage. That's a lot of smoke over there. Also, now seems like a good time. I am going to take a short break. Be right back. And I'm back. Took a little while. No reason in particular, it just did. Anyways. Is the screen blinking? Am I still carrying too much? The 78 pounds of high explosive missiles probably has something to do with it. And this game needs a perk, kinda like the one in Fallout New Vegas, the one where any item that weighs 2 pounds or less, it has their weight chopped in half. I'd basically just pick it every time, but I really just want to be able to carry an entire junkyard worth of stuff on me. A totally reasonable thing to want to do. Also, I don't really have a use for this. Well, actually, it does have heat resistance, but for the most part, I'm not getting blasted by my own dudes, I think. Even without it, I have 70 heat resistance. Drop one of the nullworm skulls. Yeah, I'll probably regret that. We have a big pile of food. Wrong button. Can't cook anyways. That's a lot of cannibals over there. Getting really into that salt. Level 30. It's a +1 to every attribute. Very nice. That's 22 int. And increase flaming ray. Goes from 15d4 plus 2 damage up to 16d4 plus 2 damage. And the melee attack hit opponents goes from 30d8 to 32d8. Getting spicier by the moment. 242 points. Could get intimidate. Eh. If you want any of those, should probably get calloused or weathered. I am wearing the thermal cask, which already helps with heating related stuff, so I'll probably get more out of calloused. Actually, no, wait. This is more for the clones than it is for me, so... even then, I'm pretty sure having flaming hands gives some inherent level of heat resistance or something like that. I think. Whatever. Get calloused. Painted fullerite plate mail. While traveling alone through the rust wells, Reshef came across a trove of gleaming stars in a bottle. From that day forth, he always kept some stardust on his person. Flawless crystal mace. It's not an upgrade for my main weapon, but it is an upgrade for my offhand. I already have stuff better than the fullerite gloves. 4 -2, 3 -3. It's also 3 -3 and it's probably heavy as shit. 25 pounds. Yep. Ooh. An urchin belcher. You guys should kill that. Where'd it go? Here it is. Getting freaking smoky in here. Got to make all those injectors earlier. Love injector or Uber Nostrum. Don't have all that many 5s actually. Maybe just hold on to it until I do. As in, hold on to the ingredients to make it. The Lover's Blossom. Actually, how many of those do I have? I have 1. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I'm gonna make a new recipe. It's gonna be wild rice with shield salve and can't have it all. We also add a banana peel, slime glands. Whenever you get itchy skin, you heal 15 to 20 health. Garbage. Whenever you take damage, there's an 8 to 10% chance you're immune to fungal spores for 6 hours. A little bit better. 10 to 15% natural healing and 75% chance that itchy skin doesn't develop into fungal infection. I think that's the most useful one. A dubious honor. Learn to cook porcelain's brisket on top of soothing filet, mushrooms, and all dolma. That's... it actually does use canned Avidol. That's kind of surprising. The other ones are congealed salve and freeze-dried horse rooms. One clone. That's not the right recipe. I think I only had one convalescence left, actually. Probably why. The Everstream of data. You send me away, the Fred is me. And a friend browse by. This is an elevator, engineered by the action of the union of our story would come. Shadow of the earth, dust flaked. Green seems always to denote types which differ in quality as well as a human's and covered in faceted eyes. So for whatever reason the background music stopped again. Copper carbon and glass fiber. Welcome to my duties in peace. I know that water is propelled through chrome pipes to thirsty attention. Impossible for the uplifting of our society. It misses it. It cannot, it cannot, it cannot. Oh, someone over there has pyrokinesis. It's kinda hard to see what's going on. Snail eggs. Alright, the music's back. Sit back. It's not actually back. We're just going crazy. Now it's back. Into Yahim the First, battery in Citron. In 6068, before Reshef, Yahim, wired sprout of Beetles, battery in Citron, wife of Ginirfaklan, died of natural causes. She was 59 years old. Lens the size. Your base heat resist score is 100. Piece together the clues to determine the location of Taurus Shukesh. Slam the shit out of that broad. Selves pinched up my. I remember too. The Tubi Desert Basin were largely killed. Volume 8. In a cathedral ornamented with compasses, Ororarad cemented her friendship with scribes by marrying Vish. Seeing and locating supporting. Yes, Delver, take this piece of my crystal arms, and Kixos may at once seize me. Can it be my grandfather? Artifacts are items so technologically complex that few of us, shades of the high salt sun, and across the mind-body divide. Too firm flows. Your own hand has vaporized your purpose. We're at floor 3. An Eigen pistol. And a thermoelectric cell. Anything I have I want to get rid of. Probably the freezing carbide hammer. And the fullerite maul. Carrying too much to move. Again. Maybe I just need to start using the missile launcher a lot more, and then I wouldn't be running into this problem. Either because I wouldn't be carrying so many rockets, or because I'd be too dead to care because the rocket exploded too close to my face. A moment, friend. Now, to awaken the past and shepherds of the hanging hills and smuggled across the pane like stars on a smaller scale may readily be seen. Let us discuss. Wander, thank you. I will not soon forget your service to us, Moon King. Didn't do shit for you. Don't know why you're thanking me. Praise be upon him gifted. Meat. Scrap for goods. Livin' drinkin', livin' drinkin', livin' drinkin', livin' drinkin'. It can't be. To purchase a skill, you must use your judgment and intuition, Kendrin. Can you dice with these vermin after? Volume 3. Above the ground and gently rocks on an iron edge world. conclusions are yet incapable. Whenever one surface of the imagined mutant threat and bade to entertain their might-determined betters. Where these cables meet the crook. Now, need a question trick? I suppose it's faintly possible. And Cud dowering him, I believe its jaw seeketh them. Potent Clogs of Shigaruk. Plus 3 strength, plus 10 heat resistance. 3 armor, negative 4 dodge value. Put those on right away. Both of these are 4 armor values, so the armor value is going to be going down, but plus 3 strength should be worth it. Yeah, lose out on the other resistances would be the other downside of it, on top of the armor value. Now I have that plus 10 strength bonus. See, can I slam down this wall with quartzite? I can. Though I'm not sure if I could already do that or not. Oh hey, that's the unique frog. By unique, I mean uniquely dead, as of like 2 turns from now. His name is Itex Coyotl, legendary Svardom hatchling and leader of the second Yahimian host. He is loved by the cult, hated by the villagers of Napier for questioning the origins of the moon, and hated by the seekers of the Sightless Way for digging up the remains of their ancestors. The form. Were I to speak with the caption, not in evidence. We've won them ourselves. I do, your service to us. With Mehmet. Gain entrance to the slymph, but it is pushed, and the sound moves faster. Not with a battery, or with an battery. Travel down Shavah's taproot to its underhairs. An event of paramount historical. The only Kendrin who were found to have a terrible fear of standing pools of dross, keeping itself moist and waiting for fresh prey to be somewhere else. Act more often because the latter scenario is the path. Many colors, which is appropriate. My credo is reconciliation without understanding is a mudrock in the northwest catacombs, and tell him that Sopham sent you. Of what form the promise? if these slymph will be revealed to you in due time. Till 10 o'clock. This motion of the Putus Templar must have written this. Silver nuggies. Knitted sleeve. Perhaps I can assign to such case its influence and seeps into the chrome crest, beads of glass, strands of wire, and metal wrapped in a mass which is the happiness, this knowledge that this is a lock of self? I feel you here, friend. In the muscular foot slogs. Relief palpable. Study concluded. Of frustrating exuding, 2nd edition, or frustration exuding. Else is not Joppa. And muse wanderer and welcome. Oh no, yes, that's not even a sentence. What the frick? Shaped into a steel. Regardless if it be tinged with its magnetic lifeblood and vialed. Spin across their lanky anxious. Sit in pilot chair. Heart to Ragged, 5th edition. It's only yesterday, no? Ho ho ho. Ain't Christmas yet. And looks like I'm done with this place. How heavy are these new boots? They weigh 35 pounds. So if I take them off, put them back on. Okay, so most of the extra carry weight I get from that extra strength gets just kind of eaten up by how heavy the boots are, but it's still positive in the sense of I still gain more than I spend. Right, back to Ezra. That stuff away. And looking at the time, I think that's all I've got for this stream. Let me just gather up all the guys. A nice formation. And that's about as close as I'm gonna get. Just a whole row of me. I'm getting used to this feeling. Yep. That's it for today's stream. Not quite sure exactly what I'm gonna play next week. Well, I've got a pretty good idea of what I'm gonna play. The issue is, in what order? So I want to play some more caves, if could. I want to play one more session of Domekeeper, at the very least. I also want to continue Pacific Drive. I think I'll give web fishing a break for a little bit. Might come back, might not, who knows. And there's some other stuff I kinda wanted to play, but I'm not sure if I will, like Helldivers. And I'll figure that out by next week. So, tune in Tuesday to find out what I decided to do. Anyway, stalling for long enough now. Let's look at what the numbers are. Numbers are something. Now, let's see if there are any buds on Twitch that I can send the people at. Oh, would you look at that? Scholarly Frog is online. I'm gonna dump you on his doorstep. Hey. Hopefully, you liked today's stream. I thought it's pretty alright, but hey, I'm not the one watching. Anyways, see ya.